We accumulated here for the last 20 years thousands of customers. Some of them, and many of them, become our good friends. They are like extension of who we are. This is the fuel to our engine, to our success, is that we love what we do. The watches we buy and sell, some of them are pre-owned. We open the watches, we clean the movements, lubricate them, put them together, adjusting them, and then making sure everything is waterproof, and we sell them with a warranty. So if you're working under a budget, you don't have to spend $24,000 for a men's president. You can spend $12,000 and get the same look, a little bit older, but the watch will look brand new. The beauty of this merchandise is when you have it, you have the upper hand. Because most of it is hard to get. We do have lots of connections around the world, and we get those pieces in the right price that we can pass it to you. Be good and do good. This is all who we are. Here we have a Rolex Submariner. That's the diver's watch. And I want to show you how to change the spring click that makes this bezel. See, it has a bezel, a rotatable bezel. And on the newer models, contrary to up to the 80s, the bezel on Submariner didn't click. It was running loose, and I'll show you on the vintage watches, on the segment of vintage Rolexes, Submariners, you're going to see it there. But here, you probably can imagine it wasn't in the old models. It wasn't doing this, and in the Submariner, it goes one way, this way, counterclockwise. It doesn't go the other way. Okay, I'm going to show you now, and sometimes you lose this clicking. It doesn't do it anymore, out of use, or maybe it's too dirty inside. I took here a used watch that haven't been serviced or polished. I'll show you how we do that. So we take the watch. I take this tool that looks like a knife, like a pocket knife, but it's way smoother here, and it will not scratch the watch. I take it, I put it underneath here, and I lift it. This is how the bezel comes out. You see how that it is. And this is the spring click. Now, for some reason, this had a GMT click. Usually, the Rolex click will be like that. The GMT looks like that. That's the GMT click. You see it, how it's banded here. But this have I don't want to go too deep. It's very simple. I mean, this part shouldn't cost more than, let's say if you go to a watchmaker, and he shouldn't charge you more than $20 for losing the spring click. It's you see, and the spring click sits here inside. On the Rolex bezel, it has a hole here. You see, and you put it in the hole, and it comes underneath. There's a tunnel here. The tunnel here that the spring will come in. You see, and stays. Once it stays, take the bezel, you push it on, and you click it. It will click all under pressure. see, it clicked in. Now it does that. Now there is a way for us to make it tighter or looser by adjusting the spring. After all, it's a very flexible pin, the spring click. It's flexible, so we know how to adjust it, make it softer or stronger. Now sometimes if people really non-professional, they play with the watch, they take it out, they lose the pin and they don't know why the watch is not doing that anymore. Or sometimes if you lose the insert, this green piece, if it comes out or it wears out, then the spring click can come underneath and you won't have it clicking. I'll show you what I mean. The insert, I'll show you how to take off the insert. The insert stays in, same thing, like the way that the bezel stays on the insert, that the bezel stays on the watch. It's all under pressure. So if I push it outside, it comes out. You see? It's also accurate, very accurate, that you don't need a glue or anything like it. It's just all by pressure. Take it out. This is your bezel, rotatable bezel, and it has some, if you see closely, you have here these grooves that when the spring goes on them, the spring pushes these grooves and it makes it clicking. It makes your watch clicking when you move it. This is a Rolex patent. It's very simple and very useful. Rolex is a very, very make it simple, keep it simple company. I mean, you don't see the complications you can find on Jaeger or on Vacheron. Rolex is very simple, and every part you can change and you can replace, and that's how one of the good things about Rolex is that you can always bring it back to a new condition. If, God forbid, you went into an accident and you ruined the bezel or something happened, you just take it out and replace it, and replace the insert, and it brings your watch back into life. It looks brand new again. So this is the spring. This is the bezel. I'll show you. It will be much easier for you to understand. You see, when I push the bezel on the spring and then click it, see how the spring here touches the grooves, and now when you move it, it gives you this click. You see? That's what makes it tick. You see? This is how it built. Now this is too dirty, so it's not that sharp. But once this watch will be clean, you will feel it much better. So that's the Rolex bezel and the spring click.